Welcome to Philadelphia for the Subaru Series presented by Mike Shaw Subaru. Stop number 2 for the Rockies on this 9-game road trip from Atlanta. They've now arrived in Philadelphia Citizens Bank Park on this Memorial Day as the Rockies will take on the Phillies for the 4th time this season. They took 2 of 3 earlier this year in Denver. And welcome upstairs, everybody. Happy Memorial Day to one and all with George Frazier. I'm Drew Goodman. Hope you're enjoying your Memorial Day as we honor those men and women that have served throughout history in defense of the United States. And we have some special treats for you on this Memorial Day a little bit later on. The Rockies need some offense, George.
Yeah, they need some offense, and the right guys on the hill for that go against them. Kendrick's a guy they've had a lot of success against. On the flip side of that, Jhoulys Chacín will get a start against them. His last start against Philadelphia and Colorado was special. 8 2/3, 88 pitches, and gave up 2 runs.
Yeah, Jhoulys Chacín, as you mentioned, will have the baseball today, and he's looking for his first victory of the year. As you look at his numbers, very good against the Phils.
Yeah, they're very good against Philadelphia. 2-0 record, 145 earned run average, so you try to look at what he's been able to accomplish. On the flip side of that, Kyle Kendrick's another guy that has struggled against the Rockies. Let's look at Jhoulys in his start at Coors Field. 8 2/3, mentioned that, 88 pitches. Ground ball outs, quick outs, and strikeouts. There was 3 of them in the ball game. They chased a lot of pitches down in the zone, this veteran ball club did, and he took advantage of that. That's why he only threw 88 pitches in the outing against the Philadelphia Phillies.
Well, in his career on the road, Jhoulys has an ERA under 3, so hopefully he is in line for his first victory of the year. Chacín of the Rockies against Kyle Kendrick and the Phils, who were no-hit yesterday. Rockies and Phillies, come on back to the bank with us. Colorado Rockies baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by your neighborhood Toyota stores, Toyota Let's Go Places, by CenturyLink, your link to what's next, and by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Always good to be in Philadelphia. It's a beautiful day for baseball on this Memorial Day. Memorial Day has always treated the Rockies well. They're 13-9 all time on this holiday. And I hope, again, all of you are enjoying a barbecue at home with friends and family. The Rockies look to cure some ills here in Philadelphia. They've lost 18 of their last 22 at Citizens Bank Park. Charlie Blackmon will lead things off. He's at .319 on the season. Southwest batting order for Walt Weiss, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. Cuddy swung the bat well in Atlanta. Michael will bat second. Troy Tulowitzki next, leading baseball at .375. Carlos Gonzalez will bat cleanup, and then Willeen Rosario. Justin Morneau will bat sixth. Josh Rutledge getting his first start since coming off the disabled list and returning to the big leagues after a stint in Colorado Springs. He'll bat seventh, and then Charlie Culberson again batting eighth in front of Jhoulys Chacín. Let's take a look at Kyle Kendrick, the 29-year-old making his 10th start. His numbers brought to you by Inova Cancer Care, painless outpatient treatment of prostate cancer. Visit InovaCC.com.
See the record at 0-5 right now for Kendrick. Well, it's worse than that. His last win was August the 6th, 2013. He's 0-10 with a .511 earned run average. The opposition has hit .292 over that span. Now, grant you, he's only got averaged a little less than 2 or 3 runs of run support from his ball club.
Yeah, about 2.5 runs. He hasn't gotten a lot of support, and that coupled, George, as you mentioned, with the fairly high ERA in the mid-5s, you're not going to get a lot of W's. And base hit leading off the ball game for Charlie Blackmon. That's how he started yesterday. If you recall, the Rockies got base hits from Charlie and Michael Kadire, first and second, nobody out against Julio Teheran, and had some opportunities in the first and second inning, didn't capitalize, and ended up being shut out for just the second time this year. Let's take a look at Philadelphia defensively. It's brought to you by Excel Energy. Visit responsiblebynature.com today to learn more. Dominic Brown, Ben Revere, and Marlon Byrd in the outfield. Jimmy Rollins captains that infield along with Chase Utley. They're very good in the middle. Ryan Howard does not have a lot of mobility at first. Carlos Ruiz, a real good receiver, and the first pitch is in there. Strike one on Michael Kadire.
Left-handed batters have hit .341. It'll go up after Charlie's base hit. You see the numbers for Michael Kadire on the year. Impressive, even though it's been a short look at it.
This is a tough start time, George. I know players hate it, position players. You all loved it as pitchers, but when you start a game, as the Rockies did against Atlanta yesterday at 5 o'clock, you can already see the bank of lights that have put part of home plate in a shadow. It's tough on hitters.
Very difficult on hitters, particularly whenever home plate gets completely under. Boy, a line shot there.
Yep. Double play. Well, you can't hit it any harder. Kadire, though, just lined into a double play, and now they're 2 gone.
Well, the rule of thumb, obviously, freeze on a line drive. Charlie got down the line almost 25 feet off of first base after the ball was hit. Tried to lock up and freeze there, and by that time, a close play at first. They do get the out. Charlie disappointed. You see how far Charlie is off. Nice play, too, by Jimmy Rollins, and a stretch by Ryan Howard.
Well, Troy Tulowitzki had a great series against Philadelphia and Denver. He went 7 for 9. In fact, he's got a little 8-game hitting streak going against the Phils, but the average not so little. It's .538 during those 8 ball games, including 3 home runs and 10 driven in. They couldn't get him out in Denver.
Well, they tried a lot of different ways. They tried to go down and in. They tried to go down and away. And all Troy did was just damage with the long ball and a lot of doubles in that series against Philadelphia. Larry Boa, who I have a lot of respect for, over 2,200 hits at the big league level, a manager, and he said he's on another planet. If there's another league, we wish we could send him there. There's Larry.
Well, there's been a couple teams that have said the same thing. Move on to the next league. That's a strike, 1-2. Thing about Boa, he will let you know exactly what he thinks.
And that has hurt him at times in different coaching positions. It did in L.A. with Matt Kemp when he worked for Joe Torre. Criticized Kemp in the newspapers, lack of hustle, lack of play. And I think Larry got fired over that. And after that, he went to work for MLB Network.
Center field pretty deep. Revere going back, but will have room on the edge of the track. He makes the catch. So the Rockies, all three players got good wood on the baseball, but nothing to show for it. Chacín up next. As we go to the bottom of the first inning at Philadelphia, the Rockies with an interesting history with the Phils going back the last 7 years or so. They've met them twice in the postseason, swept them in 07 on their way to going to the NLCS, where they swept the Arizona Diamondbacks en route to the World Series. They bat out 4 hotly contested games in the 09 divisional series. Ben Revere at .281 will lead things off for Philadelphia. He hit .305 last season in his first year in the city of brotherly love. Lineup for Ryan Sandberg, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Find our fares online only at southwest.com. J-Roll, Jimmy Rollins will bat second. He had a good series in Denver. Then Chase Utley among the league leaders at .328. Big Ryan Howard, Marlon Byrd, Dominic Brown struggling this year after a terrific year last year. Carlos Ruiz, Cesar Hernandez, a young player, and Kyle Kendrick. And the first pitch from Chacín misses ball 1 on Revere. Culberson honoring the potential for a bunt is on the grass about 5 steps in at third, and that pitch also misses 2-0.
First time through the lineup versus Chacín, the opposition has hit .344. After that, .226 and .217, so it's more settling in early in a ball game and getting some quick outs in this first inning for Chacín.
And the numbers very similar, George, if you look at Kyle Kendrick. Kyle Kendrick, the first 15 pitches of a game, the league hitting close to 400 against him. That misses 3-1, and then he kind of settles in.
When you look to it, Chacín, if you start to break down things, yeah, he's 0-3, 4.76 earned run average. They are giving him 1.6 runs of support. So he's had some tough draws on the other side as far as starting pitchers through 4 starts this year.
Boy, I love these Memorial Day uniforms, not only with the hats, George, but see how the numbers, this is a ground ball that's going to sneak through. So Revere with a leadoff single. It's a good looking jersey. The numbers for Jolie Chacín are brought to you by Nova Cancer Care, painless outpatient treatment of prostate cancer. Visit novacc.com.
And we've given you some of the numbers on Jolie so far. You see the overall numbers on the season. Walks are up a little bit at 10, strikeouts just 11 at 22 plus innings. This is where he typically pitches much better. With nobody on, the opposition has hit .294. With runners on base, 229.
Well, Philadelphia, George, will not be no hit today. That had to be a relief for all the fans. You know how hardcore they are here. And Bill Stoneman was the last one to come into a Philadelphia ballpark and no hit the fight Phils. It's tough to do here. The only other guy who's thrown a no-hitter in this ballpark, the great Roy Halladay at Arvada West High School. He did it in the playoffs against Cincinnati.
Wasn't that a perfect game?
Wasn't
Did he throw a perfect game?
No, it wasn't a perfect game. It was a no-hitter. And Jimmy Rollins sends a charge in one to deep right field. Kadire in the middle of the track makes the catch, and a strong throw. Excellent throw by Michael to keep Revere at first base. So Rollins flies out to the track, 1 out. Josh Beckett yesterday facing Chase Utley, and the 3-2 pitch, knee-high fastball. See you later. And the no-hitter finished by Josh Beckett. An old hat for the Dodgers. That's their 24th no-hitter. The first Dodger to throw a no-hitter, again, as we talked about yesterday, since Hideo Nomo turned the trick at Coors Field.
Halladay's perfect game in a Philadelphia uniform was against Miami. That happened on May 30th, though.
And that's 24 no-hitters in Dodger franchise history. It breaks down this way. 13 of them happened in Brooklyn, Frage. 11 now in Los Angeles. Good-looking pitch.
There's a guy named Koufax.
He threw 4 of them. That was in the L.A. era, obviously. I should say obviously, because, you know, Sandy's from Brooklyn. But really began his career and came to prominence in Los Angeles once they
a very short career.
Left in 1966, and he was still the most dominant pitcher in the game, but elbow pain. You know, you think about it today, he left what, at 30, 31, Dougie?
He was young.
And you wonder how they would have dealt with that today, and you know, if he would have extracted 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more years. Who knows? 1-1 on Chase Utley. Runner going, and Rutledge held to spot, and Tulowitzki hopped out of the way of Revere, and the Rockies turn it over. Great job by Rutledge to hold his defensive spot, and it still enabled the Rockies to turn the double play 4-6-3.
Transmission technician here at Buckley Air Force Base. I just want to give a shout out to my parents. I love them. They're over in Indiana. And go Rockies.
You bet, go Rockies. We appreciate your service and a number of men and women in uniform today on this Memorial Day 2014. Carlos Gonzalez up. The shift is on. First pitch from Kyle Kendrick is low and in. Ball one. Cargo was 0 for 4 yesterday, though he hit a couple of balls really hard. Thought he hit one out to right center, and he nearly gave the Rockies a 3-0 lead in the first. The ball that just turned foul. Not that foul pole. And it's 2-0. If that ball goes out, and we could play woulda, coulda, shoulda with it, win any game, right? Ball goes out, it's 3-0 against Tehran. It's probably a completely different ball game.
Totally different. A mindset of you take forward with you, but it, unfortunately, the wind hooked it right into the seats by about 10 feet.
Cargo holds up, no swing, and it's 3-0. About Cargo on Memorial Day, 391 average, which is 5th in the league behind Chase Edley, Adrian Gonzalez, Justin Upton, and Matt Kemp. Ball 4, so a 4-pitch walk. Kendrick doesn't give Cargo anything, and the leadoff man on 2 straight innings for the Rockies. 88 degrees at first pitch late this afternoon here in Philadelphia. That'll bring up Willeen Rosario. Jit Wolf's behind home plate, the brother of Randy Wolf. Brian Gorman's the crew chief. Brian's at first, and a couple of young umpires, Jeff Gosney and Dave Rackley. Cargo 4 years straight with 20+ steals, 20+ home runs. But with the injuries, he has attempted just 2 steals this year, and he's been successful both times. Knee tendonitis, he's played a factor in the fact that he hasn't gone much also. And Rosario takes a strike. This has been a good ballpark through the years for the Bull. I say through the years like he's a grizzled 15-year vet. But when he's come here, he's generally done big damage. 5 home runs. And this is slowly hit to short. And they'll still turn it over. That second double play turn. That one a more conventional one, and they're 2 outs. Fans, reminder to tweet your questions using the hashtag Toyota Talk. Watch as we answer your questions during the 5th inning of every game. 2 outs, Justin Morneau will take his turn. Sandy Koufax did retire at 30. Remember if it was 30 or 31, it was 30.
I just remember going there at 78, my first trip in the big leagues, going to LA, and he was throwing a batting practice and he was whiffing everybody. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Why is he? Somebody get him a uniform, put him out there in a rotation. He used to go spring training all the time and throw constantly, and then McCourt made him mad and he left for a while. Now the new ownership have got him back. It's a good thing. He belongs in a Dodger situation.
Yeah, for a while he was working the Mets spring training. Outside 2-1 on Morneau. 12 career games against the Phils. Justin a .326 average, 4 home runs, and 18 ribbies in those 12 games. He had a couple hits in the Atlanta series. Braves took 2 of 3 against the Rockies.
I tell you, he has such quiet hands and upper body at home plate. It really allows you to stay on the ball longer with those quiet hands. He's got it in a good hitting position. Nice and relaxed, heads turned.
Just missed. Now this crowd is not as big as the typical Philly crowds that we've seen over the years. They've backed off a little bit with the Phils struggling last year and a half. but it is as knowledgeable a group of fans as you will find in baseball.
Not like St. Louis, you know, the places you go around to the ballparks. I mean, they applaud guys when they move guys over, accomplish hit and runs, and do all those things. Second walk of the inning, he led off a leadoff walk to Cargo. He walks Morneau.
Josh Rutledge will come up. Last year, the Phillies had a disappointing year, 73 and 89. It was their first non-winning season since 2002 of at least 500 or better, I should say. That 10-year stretch matched the longest in Phil's history.
And by the way, Dan Winkler today, 5 innings, 1 hit, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. That was against Midland, leading in that ball game by 6 right now.
Tell you what, every time that guy goes out, the other team doesn't do much.
134 earned run average now.
I don't care what league that's in. Winkler's been terrific. Butler was really good in his last outing again.
Well, if you think about Dan, I mean, think about Daniel Winkler right now, 55 innings, 28 hits. It's better than any of the first-round draft picks down there throwing. To go along with those 55 innings pitched, he struck out 56 and only walked 13. Strikeout per inning and almost double innings over hits.
It's a really good rotation the Rockies have there when you talk about 2 young first-round picks there, and there's also a fairly young first-round pick that went to college at Oregon, at Tyler Anderson.
Left-hander that's finally healthy again. Watched him throw at Tulsa, was up to 94 miles an hour.
1-2, good swing by Rutledge. That fastball 91's too tall. 2-2. Morneau at first, 2 outs. 3 double plays in this game already. Rutledge making his 67th start at second base. Came up primarily as a shortstop, and that is still where he's most comfortable defensively. Is to third, and just in time to first from Cesar Hernandez. Middle of inning number 2, no score in Philadelphia on this Memorial Day. The Rockies and Phillies scoreless. Let's take a look at the Rockies defenders. We haven't done that yet. It's brought to you by Excel Energy. Visit responsiblebynature.com to learn more. Cargo, Charlie Blackmon, Michael Kadire in the outfield. Culberson, Tulowitzki, Rutledge, Morneau, Rosario doing the catching. The Rockies, a little streak going that they want to end as this is lined to center field and is caught by Charlie Blackmon. Ryan Howard thought he had a base hit there. The Rockies have made an error and allowed at least one unearned run in 6 straight games against the Phillies. That's a streak they'd like to see come to an end. And it's unusual because the Rockies played very good defense typically.
Well, obviously they play great defense. When you look at the defensively for this ball club, just in today's game, Gonzalez 1 error, Blackmon 2, Kadire nothing, Tulowitzki nothing, Rutledge 1, Culberson 0, Morneau 3, and Rosario 2. Pretty good defense.
Yeah, Marlon Byrd takes a strike at 88 on the inside corner. Dangerous right-handed bat. Came back to the Phils. Grew up in the Phillies organization. Came back in the offseason as a free agent. Mets and Pirates last year. Marlon, one of the unofficial spokesmen for the Phils. And afterward, he expressed the frustration of being no-hit yesterday by Josh Beckett. So they've run into some good pitchers lately.
I'd expect any hitter to say that. If he's not worth his weight. I mean, think about that. Yeah, I'm glad the guy no-hit me. No, I mean, they're going to be very proud of the fact of, as hitters, of what they try to do, and nobody likes it. And you try to go back over those 27 outs you made. Was there anything that was close? Was there a pitch I swung at I shouldn't have swung at? I mean, there's all kinds of variables that go into that when they start to look at all those things.
Yeah, there really weren't many loud outs yesterday. Dominic Brown hit a ball to the warning track, but it was never in doubt of being caught. 2-2 on Marlon Byrd, and he's gone. Strikeout for Chacin is his first. I don't know if he located this where he wanted it, George, but it worked out.
It worked out well. A lot of times with hitters, it's kind of a high slider, 78 miles an hour. Hitters see a high pitch, overreact, get on it, trying to get on top of it. It almost looked that way with Byrd. See how kind of a hesitated swing, elbows and hands very tight to the body. Got fooled by the pitch, and the result, strikeout.
You look at that Phil's record at home, it just jumps off the page at you because they've been so good here. 9-14 this year, and it's not like, well, they're getting out slugged. They can't score at home, and this is a great hitter's ballpark. Good look at pitch. That was strike 3, just off the plate. It's 1-2. Phillies have been shut out in 5 of their last 10 games at home. They've been shut out 7 times overall this year, 6 times in the month of May. Now think about that. 6 times in this calendar month, and it's May 26th. They haven't scored a run.
With this offense, too. You're talking about an offense that has Utley, Rollins, 2 speed guys, line drive, home run guys, and then Howard and Byrd. We ought to get something out of that.
You would think. You know, Dominic Brown last year, George, led them in most offensive categories, 272. He's an all-star, 27 home runs, 83 driven in. They're 28th in home record, 28th at the 227 average, 28th in runs scored at home. And on top of it, they're not pitching well.
234 average against right-handers.
Well, the Rockies want to take advantage. It has been often said in athletics, and particularly this year in baseball, nobody's going to feel sorry for you. So many teams dealing with injuries. The Rockies have dealt with, seems like, more than their share. There's the 3-2, and that's pulled hard. Nice play by Morneau. He'll get to the bag. That's all for the Phils in the 2nd inning. We'll go to the 3rd. No score from Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia.
y'all. I am an RF transmissions crew member at Buckley Air Force Base. I'd like to give a shout out to my mom and dad. Go Rockies.
Thank you very much, and here's a special treat as we welcome you back to Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia with George Frazier and Mark Stout. I'm Drew Goodman. Charlie Culberson will lead it off. We're going to take you to Afghanistan now, where Army Sergeant Michael Cool is stationed, and Michael has been kind enough to stay up late, really late. It's 2:10 in the morning, and we'll tell you that Michael is stationed out of Fort Carson, but he also, I think, is a native of Colorado Springs. Is that right, Sergeant Cool?
Yeah, I am. I actually graduated high school right out in Colorado Springs at Whiteville High School.
From Widefield. Very good. So you've been following the Rockies for a while.
Yeah, for a little while.
Culberson pulls this ball foul. How long have you been on this particular tour, Michael?
Well, I got here in the middle of March, so a couple of months now. Days start blending together, so counting kind of goes out the window.
Well, you still have a lot of family in the Rocky Mountain region. Any shout-outs you'd like to give to your family?
Oh, yeah. I want to give a shout-out to my beautiful wife, Katie, my 4 kids, Jaden, Ayane, Ian, and Lily. And my mom and dad are out there, Aline and Harold. Just want to say hi, and I love you all. I miss you, and hope to see you soon.
Culberson strikes out, and that'll bring up Chassin with 1 out in the 3rd inning.
For somebody growing up in the Rocky Mountain region, I got to ask you, who's your favorite Rocky?
Well, I grew up and I kind of like Todd Helton. You know, he's been a Rocky for a long time, pretty much most of his career. You know, he kind of got all the records and everything for Colorado. So it's just one of those guys you just had to follow.
Yeah, he's a guy that I think everybody would count as one of their all-time favorite Rockies. When, as somebody that service I think came naturally to, because I understand your father was in the military for 22 years in the Air Force. How special is Memorial Day for you?
Yeah. Say that again?
I was wondering, with your service and your father's service, how special is Memorial Day to you and your family?
It's real big. It's my dad retired after the 22 years out of the Air Force. My brother served, in the Army for a while. My wife is currently stationed at Fort Carson in the Army. You know, myself. So we're kind of a big military family. So it's definitely important to us. We get that time to, remember those that we serve with now and that we served with before that, gave that ultimate sacrifice.
2-2 on Chassin. Keep people abreast of the game as we go along and visit with Army Sergeant Michael Cool from the 4th Infantry Brigade Combat Team, 4th Infantry Division in Afghanistan, and again based out of Fort Carson. I've been on base at Fort Carson a number of times. In fact, I was down there last week. That's a big family, is it not, down at Fort Carson?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's actually my 2nd time being stationed at Fort Carson. I was there. I joined right out of Colorado Springs. They sent me overseas to Germany, Iraq, and then I came back to Fort Carson. And then I got stationed out in Kuwait for a while. And then they said, you know what, we're just going to send you back home to Fort Carson. So it's definitely a big family, and I've loved having every minute over there.
A 1-out walk to Jolie Chassin. That'll bring up Charlie Culberson, who began the ball game with a base hit.
And how long has your wife been in the military, Michael?
My wife's she's been in for 6 years now.
And Blackmon fouls that pitch off. I think I said Culberson. Wrong, Charlie. Charlie Blackmon began the game with a base hit. Did you meet your wife on base?
Yeah, actually, I met my wife in San Antonio. And then we kind of just met up at Fort Carson. We've kind of been together ever since.
Inside. 1-1 on Blackmon. Do you run into many fellow soldiers from Colorado? Are you able to visit with some Colorado soldiers, talk about the Rockies, talk about the Broncos, the teams out here?
Every once in a while, I'll get a chance to meet another native, but there's not too many that I've got to run into. Mostly I get to see from the East Coast, a lot of Boston fans, and then the West Coast, everything from California, and then definitely got Texas. That's usually who you meet. It's like the big population. But every once in a while, I get lucky enough to go, oh, there's somebody who's from Colorado too.
Brown in left field makes a catch. 2 outs. That'll bring up Kadire.
And occasionally you get to watch baseball in Afghanistan, I would say.
Yeah, we got TVs and stuff like that in the chow hall, and it's really just about it. The few minutes you get to sit down and eat, you get to kind of catch up. You get to look at it and be like, all right, let me see what the score is right now, and then you kind of got to go. So ESPN is probably one of the biggest friends out here.
I would think. That ball's pulled foul by Kadire.
It's got to be difficult at times being there and having your children, all 4, back in Colorado. What are their ages?
My oldest, Jaden, he's 11. I got Ayane, who's the next one. She's 9. My son Ian is 8, and then I got the little baby Lily, who's 2.
That's a full house.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're wonderful kids, though.
How many countries have you served in, Michael?
I've been stationed in, back in the United States, been in Germany, 2 different places in Germany, went to Iraq for a 15-month deployment, been in Kuwait for a year, and then here in Afghanistan. So, 4 different overseas assignments.
One and 2 on Kadire. On the wild pitch, Yassin at second. No score in the 3rd inning. Kadire lined into a double play his first time up. Michael, you gonna be able to hear the final of this one, or is it off to bed when we're done chatting?
Say it again.
I said, is it off to bed when we're done chatting, or you gonna be able to see the end of this one?
I'm gonna try to stay awake, but it might be off to bed for me. It's always an early morning.
Yeah, we fully understand. Michael, we'll let you move on. We really appreciate, first and foremost, your service through the years, your family's service, and it was a real honor to have you visit with us from Afghanistan this afternoon. A happy and safe Memorial Day to you and to all of those that you serve with.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that very much. It was glad to be here. Glad you guys could have me for a while. And go Rockies.
Thanks very much, Michael. Again, that's Army Sergeant Michael Cool, 4th Infantry Brigade Combat Team in Afghanistan. All right, Spilly, thanks much. 1-1 is the count on Carlos Ruiz leading it off, then Cesar Hernandez, and then Kyle Kendrick. As we look at the turn to double play, Tulowitzki and Rutledge.
It was Chacin on the mound. That's the type of defense you have to have. A lot of ground ball outs during a ball game.
Ground ball and a tough pickup there by Culberson. Nicely done by Charlie. That's the difference, George, when you play in the middle. Not all the time, but you usually have an opportunity to read the hop, pick the hop. Rarely at third do you have that chance.
And you have to trust your hands. You have to understand that where the hops are and try to go get it. You're going to get lucky sometimes, sometimes you're not. Charlie has played third base at the minor league level, it just not at the big league level.
Second tour this year for Cesar Hernandez. Recently hit his first career home run. He was up briefly last year for the Phils. So for his last 11 at the plate. And Chacin is quickly ahead 0-2. Good sinker there. Once again, want to thank, and we can't obviously thank Sergeant Cool and all of the men and women who serve our country around the globe for their service and their sacrifice. Sergeant Cool joining us this afternoon from Afghanistan. This afternoon here in Philadelphia, 2:10 in the morning, where Sergeant Cool is stationed. And by the way, we didn't want to embarrass Sergeant Cool, but he has the Army Commendation Medal, Army Achievement Medal, Good Conduct Medal, German Armed Forces Badge for Weapons Proficiency Medal on his resume.
Fortunate to get the time to spend with him, and I know for him at even 2 o'clock in the morning it's a good break.
Yep. Two and two on Hernandez. What happened? Because after your career you auditioned to be the Philly Fanatic, and what happened with that?
Wasn't limber enough.
No?
No.
2 gone, second strikeout for Chacin.
You know, that was kind of the neat thing about it. You came here to Philly, you'd see him. You go to San Diego, the chicken was running around. So, I mean, it was the 2 pioneers as far as the mascot industry came along. Before that, it was Max Pack and the clown in the minor leagues, which I got to see. He was pretty good, too. He was real good, actually.
Kendrick hits a pop-up to short center field. Rutledge goes out. And that was a quick and efficient inning for Jolie Chacin. Get him some runs. The Rockies just 1 hit as we go to the 4th. Is brought to you by the Ford F-150. It's not just a truck, it's an F-150, and it's built Ford tough. By Inova Cancer Care, taking a novel approach to cancer care. Learn more about prostate cancer treatment at InovaCC.com. And by Southwest Airlines, find our fares online only at Southwest.com. No scores. We go to the 4th inning. Tulowitzki, Gonzalez, and Rosario. The right threesome, hopefully, to get things going against Kyle Kendrick. Rockies hit it hard in the 1st inning. Base hit by Blackman. Line drive double play by Kadire. And then a deep fly ball to the warning track at center by Tulowitzki. Cargo led off the 2nd with a walk, but Rosario bounced into a 6-4-3. And you get the picture. The Rockies stuck in neutral offensively. That's been the story of late on the road. After they beat up Cincinnati, George, 8 days ago, now 9 days ago, that Saturday in Cincinnati where they won 11-2. This is what they've done on the road. 0, 3, 2, 2, 1, 1, and 0 so far today.
And remember who they faced on that time. Cueto and Bailey were 2 of those. Shields and Vargas the other. So they have not had an easy pass. Teran yesterday, who arguably may be throwing the best right-hander in the National League right now. And Friday night, Gavin Floyd threw a brilliant game there. So it's they've had some tough customers to go against. They just haven't been able to crack them. Today I thought would be a guy with Kendrick who struggled. Last win, August the 6th of 2013. Already in the mid-5s.
Well, he works ahead now. Tulowitzki 0-2. Troy hitting .389 in May after hitting close to .370 in April. He was the player of the month in the National League in April. Troy bullet back up the middle. That was way too good a pitch, 0-2. And Troy makes Kendrick pay. So another leadoff base runner for the Rockies, 3 out of 4 innings. See if Colorado can capitalize. Tulowitzki's first 14 road games, not so good, 191 average. Last 13, 325 with 5 home runs.
to go along with 9 RBIs.
So here comes Cargo. And it's natural to point to Cargo, who hasn't had one of those unbelievable tears yet. 2 10-game hitting streaks where he obviously swung the bat very well, but he hasn't completely gone off as he's capable. Point to Cargo and Rosario. When those two get going, look out. That's inside ball 1. Chatting with him before the ball game. You know when he really, his coming out party, if you will, George, was the 09 playoff series against Philadelphia. He went 10 for 17. They couldn't get him out.
No, they couldn't. And anything they threw, he hit hard. It wasn't like weak hits. It was hard hits.
Back when he was batting leadoff. And he smiled. He said, yeah, I think about that from time to time. In his career, he's hit 381 in 26 games against Philadelphia. This ball driven to left field and fairly deep. Brown going back and on the track to make the catch. And throws it back in a place where Tulowitzki thought about tagging up and had to remain at first. So Cargo gave it a ride, but not deep enough. 1 out. This afternoon's Cool Stat is brought to you by Steel T Heating and Air. Never a trip charge with a repair. That's a $69 value. Go to SteelT.com. Steel T, the T stands for trust. Rosario has slugged .845 in his career against Philadelphia, and guys with at least 50 at bats. It's number 2 all time.
Never could get Mandy Brooks out. I tried everything.
This ball lined to right field, but it is right at Marlon Byrd. 2 outs. Kind of the first inning revisited. Guys barreling the baseball, but trotting back to the dugout. And that'll bring up Justin Morneau with Tulowitzki still at first base. So you add up all those road runs for the Rockies, or really lack of road runs. In their last 6+ games on the road, they've scored 9 runs.
That's not going to be enough for Walt Weiss to do anything managing-wise or to win some ball games. That's the difficult part of that.
No swing, 1-0. Rockies are 11-10 in May. After a strong April. May's typically been the Rockies' worst month in their history. Those who follow the Rockies closely probably nodding at home. Yeah, the people say the June swoon. Used to be the Rockies for a period didn't get out of the gate well. Now the Rockies have gotten out of the gate well. It's been hard to sustain it in May, but here they are in the 26th, a game over 500. They've had only 5 winning Mays in their history. 2-0, and it's fouled off. 2-1. Here's the thing, too, George, and you know this to be true because you pitched here. If the Rockies can throw a decent number up, 3-4 runs fairly early in this game, the fans will turn on the Phils. This ball pulled through the hole, a base hit. Tulowitzki should get to third on this. He will. You used to say it. You know this from pitching with the Yankees. Not every player can play in New York. No. In any sport, particularly baseball, and not any player can perform in Philadelphia.
You got to have thick skin if you're going to play in either spot, particularly here at this ballpark, because they will boo you out of here, regardless of whether you're Ryan Sandberg, Larry Bowa, or Chase Utley. If you're not performing, they're not scared to let you know.
I mean, big Ryan Howard. I mean, this guy's been one of the most productive power hitters over the last decade in the game, but he's hitting .224. They've been getting on him.
As they should. Well, and quite honestly, I mean, they're looking at what he was going to be for them, and he hadn't been anything close to it. Josh will pop this up into center field, leave a couple of guys on base. The Phillies just have one run hit. The Rockies have 3. We played for a little bit, nothing on the board yet.
I am from Colorado Springs, Colorado, and currently deployed to Camp Buehring, Kuwait. I just want to say thank you to my wife and 3 boys back at home for their support, and go Rockies.
And we thank William for his service on this Memorial Day. Bottom 4, no score here in Philadelphia. A couple of the Rockies I talked to before the game today told me they'd like to do some shout-outs as well. I want to get these names right. Nick Massett, his brother-in-law, Donnie, he is in the Navy. He is now stationed in Dubai. And Corey Dickerson, his family from Mississippi, they have served this great country. His grandfather, Marion, 26 years, retired National Guard. His dad, Tim, 7 years in the National Guard. And his uncle, DC, served in Vietnam. He told me he still has some flashbacks from his service. But we thank you, Corey Dickerson, and your family on this Memorial Day, guys.
Absolutely, Mark. It's Corey. He's coming off the bench this afternoon. Chacin with a 2-strike count on Ben Revere. Revere's the only one to reach for Philadelphia. He walked in the first. 1 and 2. Chacin has retired 8 straight since then. And he's faced the minimum as Chase Utley bounced into a 4-6-3 double play. Revere, the former Minnesota Twin, 2 and 2. Last year in 88 games, he had 305. He stole 22 bases. He's gone 1,458 at bats now without hitting a home run. He's not going to hit one there. 1 out, and that is strikeout number 3 for Joe Lease. And Joe Lease looks sharp, George.
He's on his game, and that's what's the fun part to watch in this ball game, is because he's been able to mix the off speed with the good fastball, been able to run it when he wants to. He ran that fastball right at Revere. Revere gave up on it and went right back to the middle of the plate at 88. All about location, not about velocity with Chacin.
Jimmy Rollins, and that's a strike on the inside corner. Our Hyundai League leaders are brought to you by your Colorado Hyundai dealers. How about Jimmy Rollins within 14 hits? That was a strike also of Mike Schmidt. 15 hits shy of being number 1 on the all-time Phillies hit list. And this is a club that has a long and distinguished history. Jimmy Rollins is near the top of the charts in a number of offensive categories, including home runs. He's 9th in home runs. He's hit more than 200 home runs. You look at Jimmy, a former number 1 pick. He's out of the Bay Area, East Bay Area. You look at Jimmy, and I mean, he's 5'8" and 100. I guarantee he was 160 pounds when he got drafted.
140.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
140, could run like a deer.
Pops this up left side. Culberson.
He's now 1 for 14 against Jolie. When you say East Bay, is that Oakland? Dougie?
Yeah, that's what we're referring to.
Joe Morgan from that same area. Looked up to an awful lot, I'm sure.
Sure.
Ricky Henderson from that same area. Pretty good big leaguers, Doug, by the way.
2 outs, Chase Utley coming up.
And Doug wanted me to put in the Grateful Dead from the Oakland area. Imagine that being put into the show today.
With Dougie here, it's going to be mentioned, isn't it? Chacin pounding the strike zone. It's going to be a shock for the Phillies. And one day they roll out to the ballpark and it's not Rollins and Utley in the middle of the diamond.
Kind of like the way it was with Trammell and Whitaker. You know, you get used to seeing it every day. Looking at contracts with this ball club and age of this ball club's old.
It's the oldest in baseball, almost an average age of 31.
And one of the higher priced, as you see 3 different guys making $25 million, a couple of guys making $15 million. They've all got contracts that run through 2016. Between starting pitchers, Howard, Utley, and Rollins. Heck, Rollins and Utley are the ones that are actually priced at a fair market value with the way the game is today. Their overall payroll is third right now at $180 million. The Yankees 204. The LA Dodgers $235 million. Utley's going to have a shot. Nope, too much speed with Utley. The Rockies are at 17th right now at $96 million. The Astros are last at $45 million. Looking to come out to the game, there's always great Rockies ticket deals available. So bookmark Rockies.com/specials and check back throughout this season. 303 Rockies or Rockies.com/specials.
Second hit for the Phils. Revere had one in the first, and now Utley with 2 outs in the fourth. Ryan Howard lined to center field. First pitch he saw from Chacin. Utley, a very savvy base runner. And that's in the dirt. He's going to try to move up, and he will. That's just what you teach. Read the ball down. And as soon as that contacts the dirt, he doesn't wait to see where it moves to. He's going.
But another thing that a base runner will do is how does the catcher block the ball? Right, is this ball down in the dirt? And see how it was backhanded versus blocked out in front of you. So when he saw the catcher's hand go down to try to pick out of the dirt, and it's a long skip, and it didn't run far away. You have to be quick here. I mean, Rosario got on this ball in a hurry. That's how quick a read Utley had. That ball did squirt but about 3 feet, 4 feet away from Rosario. Lucky it didn't get farther.
And now Chacin's got to bear down. 1 ball, 1 strike on Howard with a runner in scoring position.
Two very good players. 2 very good middle infielders that have a lot of respect for each other and the way they play the game.
On the back door, and Ryan Howard didn't like the call by Jim Wolf. And it may have been off the plate. Howard in a tremendous slump. 2 for his last 31 at the plate. And he's hitting just 167 at home. That's why he's been hearing it from the crowd. Chacin has him 1-2. Did he bite? Nope.
Well, a look at whether he went or not. When you're a big man, you start those hands forward. Very difficult to be able to prevent them from going through. But he did it.
It's been in the league so long, his alma mater's changed the name of the school from Southwest Missouri to Missouri State. 2-2, high 3-2.
Yeah, they had a tough year this year under Keith Gutton. They didn't win in Missouri Valley and didn't win in the tournament, so their season over a lot earlier than they wanted to. Today, everything went out as far as the regional bids throughout the United States.
Three and 2 on Howard. And a line drive, base hit. Here comes Utley, and he's going to score. So Howard comes through. The Phillies lead at 1-0. That wild pitch ends up really hurting Jolie Chacin.
26 RBIs now, but you're right. The one curveball in the dirt, one too many. This curveball, not a bad pitch from Chacin. You can see below the strike zone, just in the middle of the plate, lengthy arms of Ryan Howard, and the ability to dump it over the shift, just out of the reach of Rutledge and in front of Kadire. Kadire got to the baseball, an accurate throw, but it looked like the ball checked up a little bit before it got there. It didn't skip in a hurry to him.
Here's Marlon Byrd. And that ball in the dirt. Howard's going to move up. That's another wild pitch.
I think it's worth noting in defense of Rosario, just one pass ball this year. Steady decline from what it was a couple of years ago when he became the everyday catcher. Curveball goes down to try to block it, slid out to get to it. The ball reverse spin, which it does, and it goes the opposite way when it hits the dirt. 53 pitches in the game now, which is very good for Jolies. 33 strikes make that 34 strikes.
One, 1-2 on Byrd. Tied him up inside. Byrd struck out swinging his first time.
.24 wild pitches thrown by Rockies pitchers this year. That is tied for the most in the National League, followed with Pittsburgh. You say, well, why is that? Well, a lot of times at Coors Field, when you're ahead and counts, and you've got a powerful hitter at the plate, you try to bury that slider, and you end up over-amping, and it gets in the dirt, gets by the catcher. It doesn't have anything to do with the catching. It has more with the ability of making a pitch out of the zone to get a swing and miss.
And another pitch in the dirt. Rosario doesn't know where it is. Finally finds it. That's 3 wild pitches in the inning. And see if this one should have been blocked.
Going away, tough to block that. But you don't want to try to backhand it. You should try to, if you can. Your glove should be reversed the other way in a pancake fashion, not trying to pick it, and you just hope you scoop it somehow or it hits you in the chest somewhere. That's difficult when it's about 6 feet out in front of home plate.
Especially if it's a fastball. Fastball's tough on a catcher to block. You just don't expect a fastball in the dirt. 2-2 fouled off. Breaking ball slowly hit. Culberson has it on the move. Accurate throw. So Culberson saves a run with that play in the inning. 2 singles, a wild pitch, all with 2 outs, and the Phils have a 1-0 lead. Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia. Drew Goodman, George Frazier, Mark Stout. Rockies trailing 1-0 as we go to the top of the 5th inning already. It'll be Culberson, Chacin, and Blackman against Kyle Kendrick. Kendrick has allowed base runners in all 4 innings. The Rockies have not produced a key hit. That has been a continuing theme out on the road. 3 in Philadelphia, 3 on to Cleveland after the Rockies fell yesterday 7-0. They produced only 4 hits, which matched a season low. And that's a line shot base hit for Culberson. He continues to swing the bat well. He started at third base after the injury to Arenado in the final 2 games in Atlanta, responded with 3 hits. And now he's 1 for 2 this afternoon. That'll allow Chacin to try to move him up 90 feet. Who wants tacos? Remember, when the Rockies score 7 or more during any game, go to participating Colorado Taco Bell locations the next day. Do it between 4 and 6 to get your Rockies taco special.
Kind of interesting, those 3 wild pitches by Chacin tied a club record. 4 in an inning is the record in Major League Baseball. Listen to these names: Walter Johnson.
He stunk.
Kevin Gregg, closer. R.A. Dickey, knuckleballer. Phil Niekro, knuckleballer. And the last one, Ryan Madsen, here with the Phillies.
The big train, huh? 4 wild pitches in an inning.
We haven't seen that jersey in a while. Guy just walked down in front of us, Drew, had a Pete Rose jersey on from Philly. The Super Suite Conference Center at Coors Field, available for your game day or non-game day meetings. Groups of 25 to 200 will enjoy the views of the city as well as the ballpark field from the unique meeting place. 303 Rockies to make your arrangements now.
Two strikes on Chacin. He'll have another attempt to get the bunt down. He pinch hit the last time we saw him at the plate, had a base hit. That was in that suspended game on Sunday against the Giants, or on Thursday, I should say, against the Giants. Good job getting the bunt down. He deadened it. Carlos Ruiz will go to Chase Utley. So the Rockies have the tying run in place. Charlie Blackmon will be coming up. Blackmon is 1 for 2. .348 in his career against the Phils. Charlie's cooled off since that unbelievable April, but it's hard to sustain a .400 average in the big leagues, and he gets jammed and a pop up to Rollins. And that'll bring up Kadire. Let's check the big hit presented by Mako, the company that repairs all kinds of hits. Michael Kadire provided the long ball on a couple of occasions in Atlanta. And nearly hit 3 out. Check out your local Mako for collision repairs and auto painting for as low as $449. Visit Mako.com today. So with 2 outs and the tying run at second, in Culberson, Kadire at the plate. Hit the ball hard twice, lined into a double play, lined to Jimmy Rollins in the first, and then he lined out to fairly deep center field and Ben Revere in the third. Rockies come in 27-23. The Phils are 21-26. Back-to-back ballparks, George, where the Rockies have had very little success, especially of late. The Rockies have lost 18 of their last 22 in Philadelphia, and we've recounted over the last few days how infrequently they've won in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, tight ball games, 3 runs or less, it seems to be the biggest problem. Just not scoring a lot of runs away from Coors Field at this time, and hope that flips around here today.
See if Kadire can come through. Rockies could have swept Philadelphia and Denver. They lost that game 10-9 and going for the sweep. Lose many when you have 9 runs. They played a sloppy game. Down the line to third, an easy play for Hernandez. So we go to the bottom of the 5th, still 1-0 Phils. Is proud to support the home team. Sign up at eFirstBank.com. Chacin's pitched well. Kendrick has pitched well. And Jolie's, because of a wild pitch and then a base hit by Howard, trails 1-0. Dominic Brown, Carlos Ruiz, Cesar Hernandez here in the 5th inning for Philadelphia. Phillies last year at the All-Star break, they were in decent shape. They were .500. They were 48-48. And then the wheels came off. They went 25-41 the rest of the way. Charlie Manuel was let go. And Ryan Sandberg took over on an interim basis and then was in September given a 3-year deal.
And Charlie's still around as a special assistant to the general manager.
It's just a different feel. Charlie ran this club with great success for a number of years. That's in there, 1-2 on Brown. It's our Toyota Talk inning. Tweet your questions or comments using the hashtag Toyota Talk. That's inside. George, would you put Chase Utley in your top 5 hitting second baseman? I assume of that you mean of all time. Happy Memorial Day.
You know what? Honestly, probably not, because I'd have Jeff Kent, Cano, Sandberg, Biggio, and Alomar would be my 5, and that's not including Pedroia or Joe Morgan. So, I mean, there's some guys in here that, you know, there's some in here. Oh, I like my Fab 5. Those are all pretty good hitting guys, and and guys that are going to be in the Hall of Fame. Biggio will be there.
Robbie's already there.
Sandberg's already there. Cano will be there someday, and I think Kent, more home runs than any second baseman in the history of the game, has not gotten his due. And then when it comes to the voting, 377 career home runs at second.
3-2 on Dominic Brown. Hit a smash to first baseman Morneau, his first time up, and he almost did it again.
But Utley obviously in the top 10. May not be top 5, but he's top 10.
It's close.
When you're pitching for the stretch, you're pitching with men on base. The windup, typically guys use the windup with nobody on base, as you see Joe Lease. Now some relievers come in with nobody on base and pitch out of the stretch, because that is their position, their starting point, majority of the time with when they come in ball games. So they just stay in that stretch mode.
First walk allowed by Chacin, and it comes leading off this 5th inning. Ruiz coming up. Who's being groomed to be a third baseman in the Rockies minor leagues? We had a question similar to this yesterday. The first name that jumps at you is a guy by the name of Ryan McMahon, who was drafted out of high school 2 years ago.
Sandwich pick out of California. He's got 42 RBIs now in Asheville with 10 home runs.
But that guy right there, Nolan Arenado, is going to be the third baseman for years to come. So the guys that are corners right now, third baseman.
Learn to play first or left, and you don't want to play left either.
There's a pretty good left fielder out there also. But
don't want to play right either, but find someplace else other than third. Only because of Nolan's age. I mean, 23, 24 years old. It's very young for a third baseman.
Now this is where Chacin's been so good. Last year, second Adam Wainwright in producing ground ball double plays. Ruiz would be a candidate. Actually, most catchers don't run particularly well. And that's going to sneak through the left side. Brown headed to third. Safe. And if you want to see a subtle difference, and we're not picking on Charlie Culberson, because Culberson's a really good athlete, but you're used to Arenado getting virtually everything. And who knows? That may have got through also if Nolan's there, but it may not have.
No, it may not have, but the ball was hit fairly hard in between Tulowitzki, who was playing slightly to pull, and a long dive by Culberson into the outfield. Cargo got to the ball in a hurry, just out of the reach of Charlie's glove, and then Cargo got to the baseball, threw a perfect strike into third base, but Brown, who runs well, safe at third. So now you got first and third, your 8-hole hitter up. Not much of an average. Struck out in his first at bat, so you got to be aware of the safety squeeze in this situation.
Hernandez struck out his first time.
Most guys that aren't everyday players can handle the fastball, not the breaking ball. They just don't see enough of them. Spun that breaking ball in pretty well for a strike.
Good pickup, another ball in the dirt.
Saved a run. That was a mislocation by Chacin, almost 1.5 feet, 2 foot, the full width of the plate. And so when you're sitting on the outside corner, then you expect the ball out there and you throw it that far inside. Lucky to pick.
And it's 2-2. Chacin in the minor leagues struck out a lot of guys and he's become a contact pitcher, and that's what's worked for him in the big leagues. Get balls on the ground. Here he wants a punch out. Make no mistake. You got the pitcher on deck. First and third, nobody out. And he got him. Good block there, and you don't have to tag him. First base is occupied. So good job of pitching by Chacin. He kept going to the slider down and in. He tied up young Cesar Hernandez.
And because Kendrick has pitched well, they'll leave him in to swing the bat. Good block by Rosario. He killed that ball right out in front of him. Was able to hold and keep any advancement whatsoever from Carlos Ruiz at first base.
And Chacin helped remind him, though Willeen was on top of it, that he didn't have to tag or try to throw to first base. Typically, what you do here is your pitcher will bunt and create a second and third with 2 outs. What is the role of the crew chief?
Talking about the umpire, when in this day and age, if you have a appeal, he's the one on the headset with the umpire who made the call. Brian Gorman, the crew chief of this particular group of umpires. Typically it's the guy that's been around the longest. He'll also monitor the arguments on the field if there is any, and they start to get out of control.
One and one on Kendrick, and 1-2 on Kendrick. Now, if you're Ryan Sandberg, do you keep it on?
I think in this situation you do.
I would agree, because you want to stay out of a pitcher contacting the baseball and it becoming a double play.
Well, you don't have any speed at first. That's the problem. If you had any speed at first, then you might have a chance of starting the runner. Hope that he wouldn't pop it up. You don't have any speed there. Kendrick's been a starter for a long time. He should be able to get the bunt down. He jabbed at that. Very poor bunt. And this is your fans. You don't do things fundamentally sound, you're going to hear from them. He didn't do things fundamentally sound. Breaking ball there, and you see I kind of just jabbed at the pitch. He had a chance to get it done early in the count, couldn't do it. Chacin capitalized and got the strikeout.
Not out of the woods yet. Ben Revere coming to the plate. First and third with 2 outs. Revere 1 for 2. Singled in the first through the right side and then was caught looking. What's the difference between a regular slider, I suppose, and a backdoor slider? I'm trying to read through that question.
Typical sliders from a right-handed pitcher will be on the back foot of a left-handed hitter or on the outer half of the plate to a right-handed hitter. If you want to go backdoor, it'll be on the outside part of the plate, shorter, quicker break to a left-handed hitter. i.e. the back door. Drew likes to call it the screen door.
It's an option.
Whatever it is, it's not in the middle of the plate, typically.
1-0 on Ben Revere. Tough out because he runs well.
If the ball's hit up the middle, you got to be thinking of flip at second. You got to make sure you know who's covered. Then you don't have to have the play at first base. You got to play on Ruiz.
Two and one on Revere. Revere out of Lexington, Kentucky. And he fouls that off. 2-2. He was twice named the Kentucky High School Baseball Player of the Year. He's a high school All-American, in fact. Led Lexington Catholic to the state title his junior year. First round pick of the Twins after his senior season in high school. Two. And a ground ball toward the middle. Tough play. Rutledge safe. Ruiz got a big jump. Rutledge had only one play. That was to first. Head first slide by Revere. We talked about his speed. It was the difference there.
Well, whenever Ruiz got the jump and it wasn't hit hard enough to make the flip to Tulowitzki, and you got to go back to first base, that's where it makes it difficult, because you look where Rutledge threw the ball from. He was all the way on the back side of second base when he threw the baseball. A long throw over. You can see beaten by Revere at first base and a rough landing by Revere. Nonetheless, 2-0 Philadelphia. 7th RBI for the center fielder. Jimmy Wright wants a quick conversation with Chacin. Not any action in the Rockies bullpen yet. Just 5 hits given up by Jolis, 2 runs.
Yeah, nor should there be. I mean, Jolis has pitched fine. You take away the wild pitches. Dominic Brown, a leadoff walk, but Philadelphia's done just enough. Got the key hit from Howard last inning, and that ball was just hitting the right spot for a guy with wheels. And it's 2-0 Phillies. My son is left-handed and wants to know how many left-handed catchers ever played in the big leagues. Less than 30 all time's the answer. The last to do it was Benny DiStefano in 1989. He got only 3 games. So my advice to you is, you know, first base, center field, one of the outfield spots. Yeah.
Get on the mound and send him to me.
He's got good enough arm to catch. See if he can pitch. And you know what, though? If he's little and he wants to catch, by all means, enjoy catching while he's a kid. But learn to play other spots as well. Jimmy Rollins at the plate. Two-strike count on Rollins. Hit a ball to deep right field and popped to third.
Trying to get him to bite on the breaking ball, blocked by Rosario. No advancement of the runner.
Jimmy Rollins played the most games ever at shortstop by a Philly. He has the most doubles in Philadelphia history at 464. He's second all-time in hits, as we talked about. He's second all-time in extra base hits with 778 in a Philly uniform. And it's 3-2. Second in total bases, second in games played, second in steals with 431.
That's why there was such an uprising in spring training when Ruben Amaro and the Phillies talked about trying to trade him. They've got to get his approval before they can do it.
Third run scored with closing in on 1,300. He's been a great shortstop defensively. And this is rolled to second. Rutledge has it. And that's all for the Phils, but they eke out another run, and that's probably the correct way to describe it. Rockies have to get something going on offense. They have not scored in 17 innings. And Dave Hudgens had to go, I guess. Rockies left Tulowitzki, Gonzalez, and Willeen Rosario in the 6th inning against Kyle Kendrick, and it's starting to toward the latter part of this game. Rockies trailing 2-0, and they have 4 singles. 5 now. Tulowitzki has 2 of them.
Second time that Troy's led off with a base hit. The last time he was able to work out of it as Rutledge popped up to center field with runners at first and third and 2 outs.
Wells Fargo customers, get your 2-for-1 Rockies club level tickets by going to wellsfargo.com/Rockies. Wells Fargo Bank, member FDIC. Cargo a walk and a drive to the warning track in left field. And he tried to drag his way on with the third baseman back, create a little traffic. A couple times he's tried that this year. He hasn't been successful, and I don't remember him missing last year.
Not a lot. That was kind of a feeble attempt because he threw the bat out with one hand, the backhand of it. What typically had real good control of it.
Now go hit one out of the yard.
That's what you'd like to see. Tulowitzki now 9 of 12, home run, 6 RBIs versus the Phillies this year.
Kyle Kendrick 0-5, a 4.53 ERA, but he's throwing a shutout right now at the Rockies, who were shut out yesterday in Atlanta. 2 balls and a strike. Willeen Rosario on deck. You can see both the mound and the plate are in shadows, and that's a good thing. Kendrick understandably showing the utmost respect to Little Pony.
Show all the respect you want, but you've got a 2-0 lead, and with Willeen sitting in the on deck circle, put another guy on base here. That bullpen will get busy in a hurry.
Ball 4, he just did. So the Rockies have 2 men on, nobody out, with Rosario coming up. While they visited the mound, Carlos Ruiz and Kyle Kendrick, we thank you again for tweeting in your questions last half inning during Toyota Talk. For more answers, visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/RootSportsRM. Willeen has to remind himself here, George, get a pitch up, and he did it in his second at bat. His first at bat, he grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. He lined hard to right field in his second at bat.
Got to make sure the ball on the inner half, if it's that hard sinker, let it go.
Yeah, you got to pitch up. Breaking ball, and he swung through it. Willeen is hitting 14 out of 16 career games against Philadelphia. And that's a strike. Not throwing him anything straight. Morneau on deck. There are several Rockies fans amidst the Phillies red.
There's quite a few on the East Coast. Saw a lot of them prior to the ball game. Visited with them a little bit. Fooled him. Thought it was going to be a breaking ball. It was a fastball, and emergency hack got the ball by him. For a great deal, be sure to ask about the Rockies Sweet 6-pack with savings of up to 15% off the regular price. So 303 Rockies, Rockies.com/sweets for more information.
Tough at bat for Rosario. He goes down on 3 pitches. Morneau, a walk and a single. That's a fair ball. Howard will get it to Kendrick for the out, second and third. And again, it'll be left to Josh Rutledge.
Same situation creeping back up for the Rockies with Rutledge at the plate. Yeah, right down the line, Ryan Howard's going to get over, backhand this baseball. Tough play, too. Landed right in front of the first base bag. Get to the bag if you're Kendrick, make the quick spin and look.
Rutledge in his first start since returning to the big leagues. A ground ball to third and a little fly ball to center field. Rutledge had never faced Kendrick before this afternoon. Base hit would tie up the game in all likelihood. Ben Revere playing pretty shallow, and he typically does in center. Rutledge has pop that'll surprise you. Right fielder Bird's pretty shallow also. Kendrick is now ahead 0-2.
See if he goes away with the fastball like he did on Rosario to a hard cutter away. Not a pitch they've seen much in the first 5 2/3 innings. They're going away. And it was the cutter. Taken for a ball outside. Kane Lee warming up in the bullpen for the Rockies with Chacin just a couple of hitters away. His dad in town to see him for a pitch in a big league ball game. He is really excited.
Off the plate, well off the plate, 2-2. Tulowitzki at third, Cargo at second with 2 outs. Rockies trailing 2-0. Here's the 2-2. And it's popped up in foul ground. Howard will have an easy play. And the Rockies blow another opportunity. First 2-man reach with nobody out. And the Rockies do not score. 2-0 Phils.
Day 2014. I want to take you back to this day a year ago. The Rockies were on the road in Houston in a tight game. In fact, it was 2-2 heading into extra innings. We flash back to Brandon Barnes, then of the Astros, hitting one off Wilton Lopez down the right field line. Kadire couldn't get to it. It bounces over the fence. A ground rule double. The only walk-off in Barnes' career. He's played 222 games. He told me, guys, that he was on the bench. He had come in as a defensive replacement. They were thinking about hitting a left-hander against Lopez, but Eduardo Perez, the bench coach, said Barnes can hit righties. And he went up and he got the walk-off. DJ LeMahieu said, I hated you then, but I like you now because you're on the Rockies. So let's see if maybe Barnes can play into this game later on.
We shall find out. First pitch, a strike at the knees. Chacin to chase Utley. Utley, Howard, and Bird here in the 6th inning for the Phils, up 2-0. 5 hits for each team. No extra base hits in this game. And a leadoff single for Chase Utley. Utley's 2 for 3. The day after every Rockies win, get 40% off your online order at Papa John's. Enter promo code ROCKSWIN at papajohns.com. Ryan Howard got Philadelphia on the board with a 2-out single after a 2-out single by Utley, and he moved up on a wild pitch.
Semi-shift, yet double play depth. That doesn't matter.
That's got to turn foul, and it does.
And that's what he can do. You get a ball in the middle half to him, he can ricochet it right down that right field line. That ball got there in a hurry at 3:30. Prior to his injury, special player. He averaged 153 games with 44 home runs and 133 RBIs. And after that, he's played a total of 197 games with 32 home runs and 124 RBIs.
I'll give you an idea how special he's been after this pitch. 1-1. Over the last 9 years, he's tied for second in home runs with 294 to Albert Pujols, who's hit 10 more. He's second in all of baseball in RBIs with 920 to Miguel Cabrera, who's driven in 1,011. That's in both leagues, and this ball's hammered to right center field, and he's hit another one. And now the Phillies have a significant lead. It's 4-0. For Howard, who struggled mightily at home, hitting just 167 coming in. That's his 8th home run of the year. And he's driven in 3 of the 4 this afternoon.
Well, 28 RBIs now for Ryan Howard, and it got out in front on one pitch, took advantage of it. This one he got out on, and kept this one up into the seats. The other he jerked foul, his first pitch offering. Change up at 82 miles an hour. He set right on it. Chacin knew it off the bat. So did everybody in the ballpark. They all came to their feet to watch Howard trot around the bases. Walt Weiss started to go out to the mound. And then Tommy Runnels wanted to know if he wanted to double switch before he got out there. Walt did not at this point of the game.
So Chacin fails to get through the 6th inning. He gives up 4 runs on 7 hits and 5+. Canely aboard when we come back. Tweet your photo to hashtag #COFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast brought to you by AT&T. I guess we're going to show the fan photo later. That's what the deal is. Four 0 Philadelphia as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Marlon Byrd with 2 runs already in. Dominic Brown, Carlos Ruiz to follow. Byrd a strikeout and a ground ball to third. Well, the Rockies down 4-0, and they haven't scored in 18 innings. If you look at Tommy Kahnle's numbers.
And you credit Jack Gillis, Pat Doherty, and Will George with scouting Tommy Kahnle, because he was pitching in the Eastern League for the Yankee organization, and they filed the reports on to John Weil, the pro scouting director, and when it came time for the Rule 5 picks, Tommy's name was near the top, and those scouts fought for him to be taken at a $50,000 price tag. If he didn't make the team, then he would be offered back to the Yankees. Well, he's had a pretty good year so far for the Rockies.
He has indeed, and he gets the first man, Byrd, on a fly ball to Kadire. Dominic Brown will be next, 0 for 1 and a walk. Chacin had good stuff early in the game, and then the 2 scratch runs, 2 ugly runs, but they're runs nevertheless, and then the 2 this inning, Utley and Ryan Howard, and you're on the wrong end of things again. And of course, Chacin is yet to win this year. Kendrick is yet to win this year. Matchup in late May at 2 guys that don't have a W. That's a swing.
Kendrick hasn't won since August of last year. August the 6th. And not a happy day for Joe Lease. Obviously, 7 hits, 4 runs given up. The one big blow coming from Howard. He had him a couple of times drive in a couple of runs.
I'll tell you what's got to change is Kahnle misses up high on Brown. You can't continually, George, just tip your cap and say, boy, you know what, Homer Bailey was good. Tehran was good. This guy was good. At some point, your guy has to be just a little bit better. Your offense has to be just a little bit better.
The Rockies 3 for 39 in their last chances with runners in scoring position.
You're going to run into really good starting pitching at times, and yeah, there are going to be days like yesterday for the Phils. Josh Beckett no hit him. But right now they're getting beat 4-0 by Kyle Kendrick, a guy they've had a lot of success against. That's foul. And a guy who came in with an 0-5 record and a 4.5 ERA, and they've had some traffic against him. Tough play for Tulowitzki, and an infield hit for Brown. Troy was playing more up the middle, and Brown is a long strider, but he wasn't going to get him.
The question's going to be asked by Sandberg now. The overthrow by Tulowitzki went into the camera well and popped back out again. That's what Juan Samuel's asking, and now Ryan Sandberg's going to ask. Yeah, nice effort by Troy to try to get to the baseball, then the long throw over meets at the same time. The runner comes over, but the ball goes into the camera well and then kicks back out again. When it goes into that camera well, it's supposed to be awarded a base.
And that means Tulowitzki is going to receive his first error of the year. He had gone 49 games without an error, which was the longest streak in baseball of shortstops.
disappointed, I'm sure, that he made that error, but also to realize you're going to play that position with as many chances as he's going to have during the course of the year. It's bound to happen.
Carlos Ruiz at the plate. Heavy fastball at 95, and it's 0-1. Home run earlier in the inning by Ryan Howard, his 319th of his career. 4-0 Philadelphia. Last error for Tulowitzki was September 25th of last season. That's a tough one. I mean, if it doesn't hit the camera well, it's not an error. Pretty simple. Brown obviously wasn't advancing. You look at the pitching matchups in this series. In the middle game tomorrow, it's De La Rosa against Cole Hamels. Now, Hamels hasn't pitched like Cole Hamels most of this year, but it's still Cole Hamels.
1-2, 430 earned run average.
And then Roberto Hernandez, the Rockies beat earlier in the year. 2-2 of the 383. Jordan Lyles will go on Wednesday in that ball game. Stays 2-2. The big league record, talking about Troy going 49 games without an error. Big league record for a shortstop. Consecutive games without producing an E. 110. Omar Vizquel, no surprise there. Mike Bordick.
Bordick surprised. Good fielder, but just not a name you think of defensively.
Swung on and missed. And Canely strikes out Ruiz, second out of the inning. Subaru brings you the manager's challenge. If there's a questionable call, we haven't had one yet today. Instant replay will be used to determine the outcome. It's brought to you by Subaru. Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru. That's the big league record. And both of those players were in the American League at the time. The National League record, Ray Ordonez, 101 straight. Boy, he could pick it. To third, Culberson. Throw hops and fires a strike to Morneau. In the inning, Chase Utley led off with a single, and then Ryan Howard hit his 8th of the year. And now it's a 4-0 deficit as we go to the 7th.
Killingsworth, and I'm a personnel specialist at Buckley Air Force Base. I want to give a shout out to my baby Cece, and go Rockies!
We continue on Memorial Day 2014. Going to the top of the 7th inning. Rockies need to get the O going. We've been saying that for a couple of days. Been saying it a lot lately out on the road. Trailing 4-0. Charlie Culberson. Then the Rockies will go to their bench. 8-9-1 here in the 7th. Our Cold Hard Facts brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. Some facts on Memorial Day. The origin of Memorial Day in 1868, General John A. Logan called for a nationwide day of remembrance on May the 30th. He called it Decoration Day, and it was observed on that date until 1968. And then Congress got together and passed the Uniform Monday Holiday Act, establishing Memorial Day as the last Monday in May.
Fifth time that Kendrick has worked into the 7 innings. His first start against Texas, 7 innings, 1 run. He got a no decision. 7 innings at Colorado, 3 runs given up. The loser in that ball game, 3-1. Then against Toronto, 7 innings, 3 runs. He lost that game 3-0. Was shut out. Then he was beaten by Cincinnati 3-0 and gave up 4 hits in 7 innings. He struck out 5, walked 1 in that ball game. He leads the Rockies here 4-0.
0-1 on Culberson, and a weak ground ball to third. One out, and Brandon Barnes will be the pinch hitter for Canely. Most frequently used pinch hitter for the Rockies in Walt Weiss. Barnes overall hitting .302. He's 6 for 19 as a pinch hitter.
As a manager, you could figure out fairly quickly who your guys coming off of the bench that can handle the role. And it also helps you defensively to put a guy like Barnes in your outfield if you have to make switches when Cargo was hurt.
And that's strike 1 on Barnes. Chacin went 5+, 4 runs, 7 hits. He walked 1, struck out 5 through 95 pitches.
The next Purple Monday is June 9th, and the first 5,000 will receive a Rockies purple t-shirt. Be sure to check out ticket specials available, including green packs and value packs.
Two strikes on Barnes. Jimmy Rollins. And 2 outs. A lot of ground balls today. And when Kendrick's going well, half the time the ball's on the ground. Charlie Blackmon 1 for 3.
Staying on to win this ball game today in his career will be 34-33 here in this ballpark. He's 64-60 overall. Been a very serviceable 5th starter and long guy out of the bullpen for these Phillies.
Yeah, when you talk about your 5th starter having an above 500 record, it's pretty good.
Very good. He stayed healthy, durable.
He's a good athlete too. 3-sport star in high school. In fact, he had a full ride to go to Washington State and play quarterback, but he signed out of high school. He's from the Pacific Northwest. .3-0 on Blackmon. Rockies They've got the middle order guys on. Tulowitzki's 2 for 3. Cargo is 0 for 1, but has walked twice, so they've been on 4 out of 6 times. Rosario 0 for 3 behind him. Morneau's 1 for 2 in a walk, so he's been on base. Josh Rutledge has come up with some men in scoring position. He's 0 for 3. But again, just 5 singles for the Rockies. 3-1 to Blackmon, and a base hit for Blackmon. So Charlie has his second knock.
We'll see how far they go with it here. Sandberg and Bob McClure, the pitching coach, talked it over. He'll go to the bullpen, and it appears that Rhino's going to make a double switch here. Adams, the veteran right-hander, good setup man for Texas and Philadelphia, warming up down in their bullpen. Tony Gwynn Jr. popping out of the dugout.
He's going to go in for Dominic Brown. Typically, they put him in a game they're leading late anyhow, so it makes sense for them to double switch. So Ryan Sandberg will take the baseball from Kyle Kendrick. He gets a pat on the back from Jimmy Rollins. 4-0 Philadelphia, 2 outs in the 7th. And it's appropriate today on this Memorial Day. This is Todd Helton when he was playing. This goes back to 2007. And that young gentleman on the left had just graduated from Marine Corps boot camp, September of 2007. Tweet your photo to #COFanPhoto for a chance to be shown in an upcoming game broadcast. It's brought to you by AT&T. 2 outs in the 7th. The Rockies have been shut out thus far, 4-0. And Mike Adams, a guy they're familiar with from his days in San Diego, will appear for the 16th time this year. Michael Kadire with Blackmon on first and 2 outs will appear at the plate.
14 innings, 16 strikeouts. Pretty typical of Adams. Big sweeping slider. Fastball that used to be in the mid-90s. Now work 88 to 92. And he's learned to sink and cut the fastball. Kadire 0 for 3 against him in his career. Tulowitzki in the on-deck circle, 0 for 6.
Slings the fastball in there for a strike. It's 0-1.
A little bit like Adam Ottavino delivery. In other words, it's a real long, slingy arm that gets around behind. Not the same type, not even close to the same type slider, though, that Ottavino has.
And quickly 0-2. Adams made just one appearance in the series in Denver, and he had a clean inning. Kadire had to fight that off the outside corner. He fouled it into the Phillies dugout right down the stairwell. Next two ball games in Philadelphia will be 7:05 local start times, which means we're on the air with our pregame show at 4:30 back home. Drew Goodman, George Frazier, and Mark Stout from Citizens Bank Park on Memorial Day. It's been a beautiful afternoon here.
His go-to pitch when ahead in the count, the slider, and he threw it there. Kadire didn't bite on it. Get a peek in here. We've gone slider, we've gone fastball. He wants to sinker, but wants to run it away. Rotate to the outside and bring it back. No, going back inside with it. Try to tie up the hands of Kadire, and they do. Got off underneath this a little bit flat. Not a lot of sink, but a lot of riding, boring action on that fastball and on the hands.
One-two, and that's up the middle. Utley bobbles. I don't know if he would have had a play.
The only play would have been at second, and I don't think they would have had it.
See how they score that. And they're giving him a hit, which I think is the right way to score it.
I really don't know. I mean, to be honest, for where he fielded the ball that far on the grass and then second, I don't think he's got a shot at Kadire, and he doesn't have a shot at blocking. You get another look at this off the bat of Kadire. You know, far out on the grass he is. If he's able to catch that plant and then be able to make the throw, that'd be a tough play. Well, one swing could make it an interesting ball game. Down 4-0, first and second. The Rockies 3 for 39 with runners in scoring position of late.
Tulo's had a good day. Deep drive to center, and then he smoked two balls up the middle for singles. 2 outs. Blackman at second. Kadire at first. And strike one. Here's the 0-1, and that's a strike also.
Typically a slider guy to get outs. There's Diekman, the left-hander, for Gonzalez if it gets there. That time kind of crisscrossed everybody. Went fastball outside corner, knee high.
Oh, 2 on Troy. Tried to elevate. One, two. Wow. 2-2.
Now Adams really thought he had it. So did their dugout. Off the plate and down. Called by Jim Wolf.
Stayed with it just off the plate. You're right. That's a tough pitch to take.
It's so nasty you don't swing at it because you know you can't do anything with it. Yopa does get called the ball.
And now 3-2. Blackman and Kadire will be off with the pitch. Rockies trailing 4-0. Tulowitzki was behind 0-2 a moment ago. Safe Light Auto Glass. Phone number 303-287-5000. Safelight.com online. Now Troy will back out on Adams. And he got it. Pulled the string. So the Rockies leave 2 more on base in the 7th. They trail 4-0. We'll stick around for God Bless America. Of the U.S. Army Chorus Quartet.
Please join Staff Sergeant Jesse Neese, a member of the United States Army Chorus Quartet, as he sings God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Staff Sergeant Jesse Neese.
At Buckley Air Force Base, I want to give a shout out to my friends and family and say, go Rockies.
Well, we like that message, and today USAA would like to pay special recognition to all of our service members serving our country at home and abroad. Drew Goodman, George Frazier, Mark Stout, bottom of the 7th inning. Philadelphia up 4-0 on this Memorial Day. Tony Gwynn will lead things off. He came in a double switch in the midst of last inning. And Nick Massett's now on the hill for Colorado.
Pitched an inning yesterday in Atlanta, gave up a couple of runs there. Overall on the season, ERA of 2.89, 9 1/3, 10 hits given up, 9 strikeouts.
Good job again, Tommy Kahnle. 1 hit, 1 strikeout in an inning of work.
Rex Brothers has begun to throw in the Rockies bullpen. Pistardo was throwing in the Phillies bullpen earlier.
Last time the Rockies scored was on Saturday in the 7th inning. Culberson led off with a double, and eventually Charlie Blackmon on that ground ball to first. Remember, Freddie Freeman threw to the plate, and it went to review for more than 4 minutes, almost 5 minutes, before they determined that the out call was incorrect. That Blackmon had touched home plate right before the sweep tag by Evan Gattis. That's the last time the Rockies scored. 1-2 on Gwynn, and that's just inside. Again, Charlie Culberson scored and Blackmon hit the baseball. Got my Charlie issues today. Like splitter in the dirt, 3-2.
Yeah, that was a huge play in the ball game too. Kind of turned the corner, kicked it out there a little bit. Home plate umpire, they talked and argued about it.
Cubs are leading the Giants in San Francisco 8-4 in the bottom of the 9th inning. How about this? The Red Sox, their 10-game losing streak is over, though in the middle of the game it didn't look like it was going to end. They were down 6-1 to Atlanta in the 5th inning, but they scored 5 in the 5th inning, 2 more in the 7th, and they went 8-6 to snap the 10-game slide. Gwynn walks.
Well, not what you want to do when you're down 4-0, lead off walk in the 7th inning.
Especially
follow every Rockies game with MLB.com at your favorite mobile phone or tablet. It is some replay, score, stats, audio, and a whole lot more. Go to Rockies.com to find out more about MLB.com.
You got to watch for the bunt here with Ben Revere, Gwynn on first, all kinds of possibilities. Or the base hit to right.
Right out of the hand, hard sinker down and away, caught it out front and able to get this ball on a line out of the reach of Rutledge into right field. First and second now, you have Jimmy Rollins coming up. .250 from the right side, .277 from the left side.
On Rollins, 2 on and nobody out. Mariners beat the Angels today 5-1. Albert Pujols healthy again. He's hit his 14th home run. But that was all the scoring for the Angels as they lost, as I mentioned, 5-1. Here's the 1-0. A's beat up the Tigers 10-0. They hit a slew of home runs, 5 of them. Moss is 12th. Donaldson is 12th. Cespedes' 9th. Kyle Blanks his first home run since the trade from San Diego. 1-1 on Rollins. And they turn 2 on Jimmy. Not with that feed. Not enough on it. Probably be difficult to turn it over anyhow. As Rollins runs well. So it's first and third, 1 out.
Rutledge having a little bit of difficulty getting this ball out of his glove on a hop. You see there that finger and thumb got outside of the glove when he's tried to catch this ball and make sure he got it there a little bit too far away from the bag. Anyway, you got the lead, you got a runner there. Now you got first and third, and Walt's going to go to the bullpen and bring in Rex Brothers to face Utley. Utley in his career against Brothers, 2 for 5.
4-0 Philadelphia. All Philadelphia. Kyle Kendrick, Rockies had him in trouble early, but when they've had opportunities, Kyle Kendrick was the guy who made the pitch. Rosario struck out, Rutledge with traffic popped out, and then Mike Adams able to strike out Tulowitzki last inning. The Rockies haven't scored in 18 innings. It was 2-0 when Ryan Howard connected off Chacin. That ran Jolice off. Howard's 8th of the year, 319th of his career. And he's on deck. Chase Utley is going to step in. Runners at first and third with 1 out. And Rex Brothers will try to keep the Rockies within a grand slam.
24th appearance for Rex, 249 earned run average. Worked around a little traffic yesterday. Tough situation here. You got 3 and 4 with Utley and Howard. He's inherited 4 would-be base runners, and 2 have scored on the year. Missed, 2-0. Ideally, you want the ball on the ground. Try to shorten this inning up and get out of here. Rex trying to stay away from Utley. Utley a very good middle half in against left-handers. That was middled up, in and up.
And it's off the wall. It's going to score at least 1. The trail runner Rollins is going to get a stop sign. 5-0 on the double by Utley.
Where he likes the baseball, up and in against left-handers. He can get on it with anybody, and he does just that on this pitch from Rex Butler. 267 is what Utley has hit against it. You see this fastball inner half, doesn't get in there, got enough onto the label, he kept it inside the ballpark, yet it got to the base of the wall off Brothers. Right down the line in right field, and it's right at the base of the wall. Kadire gets it back in. Second and third, left on left again. There is nobody throwing in a Rockies bullpen.
And Howard loops one to left. That'll drop. It'll score 2. Utley right behind Rollins. Great effort by Cargo. And it's a blowout now, 7-0. Well, the Phillies were no hit yesterday, and they're taking it out on the Rockies this afternoon.
A slicing ball. Utley read this perfectly. Cargo got to it as best he could. Utley flying right on the heels of Rollins. Slides right in behind him to score the run.
And he, as you described, George, got a great read. He can still run.
He still run real well. You see, almost caught Jimmy Rollins coming around third base, only a couple of feet behind him.
Ryan Howard, a 5 RBI day.
Yeah, that'll get the hometown fans off your back. Go foul. Almost looked like Utley backed off a little bit. Thought he was going to catch him. A little smirk and a smile at Rollins.
Saying, Jimmy, I'm about to slid into you.
Yeah, those 5 RBIs by Howard. What's his career high, Doug, in a single game?
Something tells me a lot more than that.
The 2 guys Rex brought in to handle, one a double, one a slicing line drive to left field. This ball hit hard right at Kadire. He'll get there and make a catch.
7 against the Yankees on June 20th, 2006. And you know what, George? I figured it was probably some real crooked number like 9, the way he's hit the ball through his career. 2 outs. And we'll see who's going to pinch hit here. It looks like John Mayberry. John Mayberry will pinch hit in the pitcher spot, formerly occupied by Dominic Brown. If you're Walt Weiss, too, you don't want to get in a situation where you burn up your bullpen in this game and you got 2 more before the off day.
Yeah, they've been 1-inning spurts, an inning, a third, 2/3. So it hadn't like you burned up a lot of innings, you burned up some pitches. The Rockies had chances early in this game with men on scoring position, didn't do anything. Yeah, it's
that's
pitching.
Down the right field line, turning foul.
The pitching has turned a little sour here in the back 3 innings. 6 of the 7 runs given up in the 5th, 6th, and 7th of this game.
The Rockies, through the first 6 innings this year, have an ERA in the mid-3s. They have an ERA in the 7th inning or later, well above 4.
Rockies have left 9 men on base today.
And again, you watch the early innings of this game. Chacin had Philadelphia far more off balance than Kyle Kendrick had the Rockies. A lot of balls were barreled early, some Adam balls, and then slowly the game turned. You know, a Philadelphia run was produced, then they eked out another run, and then the Ryan Howard 2-run home run, and all of a sudden the floodgates open, and in a game you felt like you were taking good hacks in a good position. Now you find yourself in a deep, dark hole, down 7-0 in the 7th inning. Staring at a 1-3 start on this 9-game road trip.
Not the way Walt Weiss wanted it to go, nor anyone else in that dugout or locker room wanted it to go that way.
This ball crushed to left. This is going to get on out of here also. John Mayberry, a pinch hit 2-run home run for Mayberry. This is his second home run of the year. Both have come off the bench.
Well, obviously not Rex Brothers' day. Third run given up in the inning and just a third of an inning pitched. Tried to get on top of a fastball and get it to the outer half. Missed to the inner half of the plate. And he got his head of that bat out in a hurry.
Massett gives up 2 runs in a third of an inning. Carlos Ruiz is 1 for 3. 0-2. The other pinch hit home run this year for John Mayberry was back on April the 4th. And he strikes him out. 9-0 Philadelphia. They get 5 in the 7th inning.
As we go to the 8th inning at Citizens Bank Park. Yesterday we were in Atlanta. I was talking to Brett Anderson. Was asking if he was going to be in Cleveland. He said, no, I'm heading back to Denver. And then I saw a tweet here today that he tweeted, yep, excited to be flying home. Finally getting those pins taken out of his left index finger. Remember, he fractured that on a swing in San Francisco. That was Sunday, April the 13th. So you do the math. It's about 6 weeks' time. And I talked to head athletic trainer Keith Duggar today, and he said that, yeah, Anderson will have that done, and then the range of motion comes back, and Drew and George, he ought to be throwing a baseball, he said, by this weekend. So Anderson on the comeback trail from that injury.
It'll take a little bit of time to get the arm strength built back where you need it to be able to handle that. Under the watchful eye of Keith Duggar, obviously, and Scott Mariyama, who handles a lot of that in Denver, to get these players back and ready to go. Problem you run into now, you're getting close to where extended is over. So you go out to Arizona and train and try to get Just not able to get in a lot of game situations there. You'll have to make your rehab starts in Tulsa or Colorado Springs. Bastardo comes on, the left-hander. Will face Carlos Gonzalez.
Strike one on Cargo. 2 walks today and a deep fly ball to left. Bastardo, one of 3 lefties that Philadelphia employs down in their bullpen. Rockies have 7 hits, all singles in the game. John Mayberry Jr. in for Ryan Howard at first. Foul tip, 1-2. No shift against Cargo with the lefty Bastardo, though Chase Utley giving himself as much room as possible. He's a couple of yards into the outfield grass. Mayberry's got it, 1 out. Now bring up Rosario.
Well, Big John moving around like his dad did in his younger days over at first base in a Kansas City Royal uniform, later with the Yankees. John did, Jr., he went to Stanford, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
So obviously he was hitting the books as well as the baseball.
Yeah, Dad was a pretty intelligent guy, too. Played with Big John at the very end of his career in the Yankees in '82. Prior to that, tried to figure out how to get him out in the Kansas City Royal uniform.
A lot of those Royals were tough to get out back then.
Really not kidding. Willie Wilson, George Brett, Frank White. They had quite a team. Darrell Porter, catcher at the time, an all-star. Amos Otis is an outfield. They had some players there.
Amos Otis, he was on the first Rockies staff. Two strikes on Rosario, who wants tacos. Fans follow at @RootSports_RM on Twitter to receive alerts for the Rockies taco special when the Rockies score 7 or more.
Willie Wilson was the epitome of a turf player. Slap it and run. He could do it really well. The first player to get 100 hits from both sides of the plate as a switch hitter was Gary Templeton. The second was Willie Wilson.
Giancarlo Stanton homered today. His league leading 15th, moved in front of Troy by 1.
What is it now? 44 RBIs for him? 46?
Check. Somewhere in that neighborhood.
First 8,000 fans on Thursday, June 12th, will receive a Great Clips coupon. Stylists will be on site providing haircuts and collecting donations for Colorado Rockies charities. Presented by Great Clips.
How many did you say?
I thought 44.
You're cheating him. He's got 49 now.
Wow.
Justin Morneau, 1 for 2 and a walk.
Yeah, they're a couple of games out of first place behind the Atlanta Braves. He's a little happier player this year than he was a year ago when they traded away everyone. The Braves losing today. Did you say Florida did win with the home run? Yes, they did. 3-2 final. Well, they closed that gap to 1. Very talked about the surprises in baseball this year. Other than the Arizona Diamondbacks struggling, Milwaukee winning is the Miami Marlins.
Rockies go down in order in the 8th inning, 9-0 Philadelphia. on Thursday, and then 3 in Cleveland before returning home. They'll have an off day on Monday. They'll take on the Diamondbacks, the Dodgers, and 4 against the Braves. So the Rockies will be home for the better part of 2 weeks. Numerous changes for the Rockies as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning, trying to get some guys off their feet. Cargo comes out. Corey Dickerson is in left field. Josh Rutledge slides from second to short. Tulo's out of there. DJ LeMahieu comes in. He's at second. And Justin Morneau is out of the game also. Jordan Pacheco is at first. Now this is the one area when we look at the hill that you, and I know Walt didn't want to do this, but he's got to pitch Adam Ottavino here. You got to throw somebody, and you obviously want to, in a perfect world, save Ottavino for late inning plus side opportunities, not in a 9-0 blowout.
Yeah, Belial also. Hawkins is your closer, and Logan. So I mean, those were your choices: Logan, Ottavino, or Belial, basically, to come out here and pitch in this ball game. They went with Ottavino.
Got only 5 innings out of Chacin. It started nicely for Chacin, and then a 2-run home run from Howard made it 4-0 in the 6th inning. Chacin did not record an out in that 6th inning. Jolice is going to drop to 0-4. DJ from his knees. Great play. Wait and scramble out of the dugout, make a play like that, huh? Special defensive player. Cesar Hernandez retired.
A lot of concentration and the ability to get back up, and he has that strong arm, a shortstop arm, back up the middle. And as the first baseman, if you're Pacheco, you better get there, because there's a lot of times you may think that ball's going to get through. It's not. The guy that really appreciates it's on the mound, Adam Ottavino. In a 7-0 ball game, 9-0 ball game, that you could. I just didn't want to give him the other 2 runs. 9-0 ball game.
Tell you what, Rosario kept that ball from hitting Tony Gwynn Jr. on the side of the body that Tony's never been hit on. Watch this. It goes 5-hole on Jim Wolf, comes back, and well, who knows if we would have hit him or not, but it would have been close. 2-0. Shallow left, drop, stepping, and moving out is Rutledge. 2 gone. The Ford Strike Zone is powered by Built Ford Tough trucks. Built better, built stronger, built Ford Tough. No wonder Ford F-Series are the best-selling trucks 37 years straight. Ben Revere outside, ball 1. Pick up by Pacheco to Ottavino. 1-2-3 inning for Adam. So we'll go to the 9th inning. Rockies trailing 9-0 in Philadelphia. with one exception. The Rockies have gotten hammered so far, 9-0, and we've arrived at the 9th inning. Let's go back to Denver. Check in with Jenny and Ryan Spilborghs. All right, Jenny, thank you. Justin DeFreitas is on the hill. He'll pitch the 9th inning for Philadelphia.
5th appearance for him, an earned run average that has ballooned on him up to 720 in 5 innings, 5 hits, a couple of home runs. Young kid trying to find his way around the big leagues. They've got a few of those due to injuries. Buchanan is one of those, been moved back to the rotation.
A guy who broke with the Rockies last year, veteran players at shortstop for Jimmy Rollins. That's Reed Brignac. Rutledge will lead it off for the Rockies. Culberson to follow. Nine nothing Philadelphia. De La Rosa and Hamels tomorrow. Fastball for a strike. Well, it's happened again, George. What I mean by what's happened again is the guy getting hurt during the celebration. Yesterday, here in Philadelphia, they're jumping around after Josh Beckett threw the no-hitter against Philadelphia. A.J. Ellis, who did not catch yesterday, sprained his ankle badly enough that he has to go on the disabled list, and he was out for a considerable amount of time earlier. He just got healthy.
He just came off of it.
Drew Butera was doing the catching of Beckett's no-hitter. He evidently, the word out there is that he tripped over Butera's catching gear. Reed Brignac, easy play, 1 out. The worst we saw, obviously, was when Kendrys Morales on a walk-off home run.
That was ugly.
Hurt his ankle so badly, he was basically out for a year and a half. Auto glass issues, trust SafeLight. SafeLight.com on the phone lines at 303-287-5000. Charlie Culberson. One for 3. And it's a good pitch on the corner. Corey Dickerson is going to hit next. 9 runs on 12 hits for Philadelphia. The Rockies, no runs on 7 singles. The Rockies have been shut out in consecutive games only 8 times in their history. Two outs. Last time it happened was last May in St. Louis. We're 1 out away from having that occur again. The Rockies have gone 18 2/3 without scoring. Their longest drought, 30 innings, back in late 2010. That's when they fell apart at the end of the season. Looked like they had a great chance to go to the postseason. They lost 13 of their final 14 in 2010.
Trailed 1 game behind the Giants when the Giants came to town in Denver. Lincecum had been struggling, and he won a complete ball game in Denver and won that game, and then that kind of set the tailspin as they headed to St. Louis, a couple other cities on the road. But at the time, they were 1 back. I think it was September the 14th.
And the 1-0's in there, 1-1. One of those games, George, that you really felt good about the matchup at the outset.
He felt comfortable about it because, I mean, he looked at Kendrick. He hadn't won a game since August the 6th a year ago. He had had 2 or 3 pretty good starts, got shut out, didn't have any run support. Well, today, 9 runs scored. That's 3 times the amount he'd been getting offered.
This ball's well hit to deep center field. Revere's going to make the play. And that's the ball game. Corey Dickerson flies out to the warning track at center. The Rockies fall 9-0. They've been shut out back-to-back ball games for the first time since last May when it occurred in St. Louis. Also another note, it's just the 5th time the Rockies have fallen by 5 or more runs this year. Kyle Kendrick gets his first victory, as George mentioned, since early last August. And Jolie Chassis now falls to 0-4 on the season. We'll see you tomorrow for Game 2 of the Subaru Series between the Rockies and Phillies here in Philadelphia, presented by Mike Shaw. Again, the final score 9-0 Philadelphia. Let's go west to Denver. Jenny Kavnar, take it away.